Hello, welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranj. Tonight I will be giving you the Capper Comparison Picks for UFC Fight Night London. Be sure to check out the video I did yesterday for the 4 prelim fights. I'm continuing right up the Tapology order. Actually might have changed. I haven't checked today, but I'm continuing from the order I started yesterday, right up the card. And we have 3 more prelim fights to do for you here. So without further ado, I'm already a little bit behind my schedule, so I want to get right into this. Here we go. Starting with the flyweight fight between Mokaev, the Punisher, hyped up prospect, super hot prospect, taking on Cody Durden. Cody Durden, a little bit of controversy around his tweets and some comments he's made in post-fight interviews. I'll get into that a little bit once I discuss these guys. But let's, right on the surface, what do you see already? Mokaev, minus 335, 3-1 favorite, making his UFC debut too. Wow, must be fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, he is kind of fantastic because he might only have 5-0 record as a professional, but he's 23-0 as an amateur. He was a European amateur mixed martial arts champion. I think a few times. He used to train at Team Kauban. That's where Mike Grundy trains at. But now he's over at KHK. That's in Bahran. I forgot how but it's the one that's owned by like a sheik that has a bunch of money, and he employs like the greatest instructors money can buy. I think Renzo Gracie is listed as the BJJ instructor there. So I mean, come on. Islam Makhachev is on that roster of fighters out of there. AKA, or KHA MMA team. So, Mokaev, he is coming undefeated. Never seen loss. He started his amateur career at, somebody said 15 years old. I think that's a little too old even in Europe. But then another guy said 17 years old he got into amateur like competitive fighting. I think that's more realistic. I think maybe at 15 he was just maybe fighting like some sort of underground thing. I don't know, maybe he was fighting at amateur at 15, but another capper said 17, and that sounds more realistic, but whatever. He's coming out of Brave CF as of most recently. He's coming off a rear naked choke of Brain O'Driscoll, who's like, he's a pretty decent record. But I'm not saying the guy hasn't had his fair share of cans, because really there's nobody in the all Tapology, everybody's beat. I don't know now to say nobody. He fought this one guy as an amateur, this Japanese guy, Rao Takanashi. I forget his. He fought him 3 times. Of course, he beat him all 3 times, but that guy his name kept coming up because I was I'm looking at these can records. He was the only one that didn't have a can record, and coincidentally, his only losses were to Mokaev. Well, at that point, now I think he's doing some. I clicked his Tapology, and he does have some more losses since then. But and I didn't even write his name down. But anyway, regardless, Mokaev is a beast. There's gonna be mentions of he's the next Khabib, but there'll be mentions of the Dagestani powers there and all the Dagestani wrestling. He's a fantastic wrestler, global accolades in wrestling, but he's taking on a good American wrestling in Cody Durden. Don't let the line fool you. Cody Durden is game. Plus 275. Cody Durden's he's 12 and only 3 losses. He's coming off a win against Healing Aori or Aori Keeling. Now this is where it's a little controversial because After the fight and post-fight, it was a cringy post-fight. He made a comment like, I had to send him back to where he came, back to China from where he sent him back home or something like that. And he didn't mean it really disrespectfully, but he's at the same time he did, because he says, well, he disrespected me first by not willing to shake my hand at the face-offs, because he extended his hand out. Cody Durden extended it out for a shake, and Chiori just didn't shake it. He was just trying to be tough as nails, stern face. So that's why at the end of the fight, Cody Durden said something like, I had to send him back home to where he came from. And he beat him by, it didn't even knock him out or anything, he just beat him by unanimous decision. But also, I think Cody Durden does have a little bit of racist tendencies, because then on Twitter, matter of fact, Mokaev called Durden out on Twitter. And I saw a little article written up about, I just typed up, what did Cody Durden say? You know, and it's, because, you know, it started up this little thing, this media thing. Lost some fans and all that, because on Twitter, somebody pointed out the different times he mentioned the N-word. And I don't know if he meant it in a derogatory fashion or not, but nonetheless, he did use it. And he is from Atlanta, Georgia, he trains out of ATT, but he is from Atlanta. He resides in, I think, Atlanta, Georgia, and he's won the Georgia High School State Championships in wrestling twice. So you know he's got good wrestling there. That's why I know he's not a very likable guy. He might be racist. I don't know. Mokaev, though, is still... I just think that line is extremely wide for unproven UFC debutant. Regardless if he's 23-0 as an amateur, never seen a loss, doesn't even know how to lose, but still what's the quality of fighter he's fighting. At the same time, you could say almost the same for Durden, because before Aori Keelong, he lost to Jimmy Flick. Jimmy Flick got him in a flying triangle. How impressive is that? Round 1. Flying triangle. He made his UFC debut against Chris Gutierrez. Decent fighter. He didn't beat him, though. And he didn't lose either. They had a draw. And prior to that, he was fighting out of the NFC, which is a regional scene down in Atlanta, Georgia, where he beat John Sweeney, round 1 TKO, Vernon Webb, rear naked choke, round 1. Vernon Webb has gone on to other promotions, I think maybe PFL or LFA or Bellator, one of those, but Vernon Webb has progressed in his career. So Cody Durden 3-1-1 in his last 5. I don't know why I wrote 12-3. I should have put 12-3-1, but whatever. Mokaev, flawless victory. So let's see what the cappers have to say in this one. Starting with the 3-1 favorite, huge favorite. No value there. If you want a value bet, take the 2-time high school Georgia State high school wrestling champion in Cody Durden. I didn't dive deep into the background, but I do know he's won Georgia State Wrestling Championships twice. That's a good feat. But taking Mokaev, we've got the Stat Diggers, Brady and Wheezy, both on the side of Mokaev. Okay, confidently too. Then we got the MMA Guru, the one from the UK with the knit cap, also taking Mokaev by decision. Really? It's set at 2.5, but look at over 2.5 plus money, plus 110 for over 2.5 rounds. So the bookies think it's going to fall short of that and not go to distance. Minus 140 for the under. Okay. Dev and Sal both are saying lock it in there. Draw a little bit of a picture of a lock there. Draw the lock. Dev and Sal, lock it in. Then we got both the Fight Night pricks. Both the Fight Night pricks. No, I'm just kidding. Just joking, Allens. Don't take it to heart. Fight Night Pick Brothers, the Matt and Craig Allen, both them on the side of Mokaev. And finally, the MMA advisors. That's Bob and his brother John. And I found out what they do is they alternate. And they do separately bet, but for the show, they only bet on the fights that they agree upon, kind of like a consensus thing. In this case, John gave the breakdown. John took Mokaev, and of course his brother Bob definitely backed him up on this one, making this a full capper consensus. Oh, ripped my whole paper. Man, a full capper consensus is when, what? When is it? What is it?
All the handicappers pick
the same
side of the whiteboard.
That's right. It's when all the handicappers pick the same side. And in this case, everybody is taking the hot, hyped up prospect, Mohamed Mokaev, to beat Cody Durden. Oh, man. And I guess I have to go that way too, but unfortunately, my thing is, I picked Cody Durden as one of my unranked potential contender team. He's on my unranked contenders team, so I'm low. This is before I found out about the racist. Even if it wasn't racist, it was in poor taste, I guess. So you shouldn't throw around the N-word, you know. That's disrespectful. But I'm gonna also take Mokaev, but because of Cody Durden's double Georgia State national championships, state championships in wrestling, two times a state champion in wrestling. Because of that, I'm gonna hedge bet him. But my pick for Tapology and for this parlay I'm going to build is Mokaev. I think Mokaev will get it done within distance, actually. I think he's going to do a little ground and pound. Let's look at Cody Durden. Yeah, he got Flying Triangle by Jimmy Flick. So, yeah, I think maybe I'm going to take Mokaev by inside the distance. We're going to say TKO. TKO.
Is that how you spell queen?
Round 2. What? The queen? You forgot the Q. Or the U. You forgot the U. You put keen. The keen. Moving on.
I forgot the W.
Next we have the female flyweight
There's
fight.
a W?
No, there's no W. Queen. Next, we have the flyweight fight between Molly Meatball McCann and Dread Luana Carolina.
It sounds funny, but I'm still going to use it.
Nothing could be finer than being Carolina in the morning. That's where you're, whew, that one stinks. That's an old one.
Strong.
Yeah, that's back from when I was in high school.
Strong.
Super strong. You can get high on that one. Don't you be careful using that one.
Right.
Huh? Because I don't like the scent off it. It's very, it'll kill your brain cells. Yeah, if you smell too much of it. Anyway, Molly Meatball McCann coming off, she's the slight favorite. Minus 127 with a record of 11-4. She's the hometown girl here. Taking on Luana Carolina. Carolina is out of Brazil. 8-2 record. And she's a very slight underdog. My head cut off?
No.
No? Great. Good.
Your hair is though.
Huh?
Just your hair.
Just my hair? That's fine. At least I still have it. Okay. So Molly McCann, Meatball. She's slight favorite, so I'm going to start discussing her first. She fights out of Liverpool. Next generation MMA. She's coming off a win against Ji Yeon Kim, the Korean fighter, by unanimous decision. Matter of fact, she is a decisionator. Her that one's bad too. Those markers are no good. She's a decisionator. All her last 5 fights went to decision. A win against Ji-Young Kim. A loss to Lara Procopio. I like Lara Procopio though. A loss to Tyler Santos. A win against Diana Belbita. Looks like an ex-girlfriend. Before mommy. And a win over Queen of Violence, Ariana Lipski. That's a good one because MMA math, Ariana Lipski beat Luana Carolina. We're going to get into that right now. Luana Carolina comes in, the little slightly younger fighter. She is a two-time Brazilian national Muay Thai champion. That's a pretty good accomplishment. Pretty, mark that on your resume. Luana Carolina is coming off wins over Lupita Godinez, unanimous decision. Poliana Botelho, split decision. Then,
Daddy, look at its tip.
oh, that is a brand new one. Then before that is when she took her loss to Ariana Lipski, Queen of Violence, by a knee bar. I remember watching that, and it hurt my knee. It hurt mine watching how Ariana Lipski, she could have did some serious damage to that. I don't know. It was uncomfortable. And that prior to that, she does have a win against Priscilla Cachoeira in her UFC debut. She won by unanimous decision over Priscilla. Prior to that, I'm gonna move in a second. Prior to that, she won her Contender Series fight, and she was in Thunder Fights. Thunder Fights is a regional scene out of Brazil. She's got a 2-inch height advantage and a 7-inch reach advantage over Meatball Molly McCann. But she is, I do believe she is coming on a slightly short notice. I think I should have verified, but I heard that she is coming on short notice, and she's coming into the backyard of Molly McCann, a huge hometown hero over there.
It's my birthday.
Yep, that was fine. So, no, I don't need it. All right, here, I'll use it. So we have Molly McCann taking on Luana Carolina. Start out, see what the cappers have to say. Starting out with the favorite in Molly McCann. We've got Fight Night Pick Brothers. This marker sucks.
No, it doesn't.
It's horrible.
No, it doesn't.
And look at how fat and wide and streaky it is. Give me the good one that you're using right there.
There's purple.
All right, where's the black one I just had? That's not it. No, don't put the black ones in the bucket. Okay, so Fight Night Pick Brothers taking Molly McCann. Then jump over here, taking Luana Carolina. We've got Stat Diggers, but it's actually not both of them. It's just DFS Brady, because Wheezy did not really make a pick. So I'm just gonna write Brady DFS there. Brady didn't. Oh, and she said Carolina does have better striking, better boxing, and that is true considering she was a 2-time Brazilian national champion Muay Thai. Watch out that cord. Watch for that cord. Okay, so then jump over back on Molly McCann. We've got, we got a split. We've got Dev taking McCann, but his counterpart, Cell the Red, taking Carolina. These the links to all these cappers will be in the description where I got this information from. Okay, then jumping back over Molly McCann, we've got. Oh man, I am so wrong. I mistakenly. DFS is not taking Carolina. Wheezy is. Wheezy actually is taking Carolina. Nothing could be finer.
Carolina.
Oh, he said if it gets to plus 110, which is creeping up there, so plus money, that's what he said. He's not confident, but if it gets to like a plus 110, he will bet it because of her better boxing. DFS, though, is taking the hometown favorite here.
Is that gray or is that black?
Well, light black is gray. DFS, because of the home advantage, is leaning Meatball McCann. So Stat Digger split, Devin Cell split. Both Fight Night pick brothers on Molly McCann. Then finally, the MMA advisors. This one, they are split. Okay, so advisors. John, that's the who I think is the older brother. John is taking Molly Meatball McCann, and Bob is taking Luana Dread Carolina. So the edge goes to Molly McCann on the picks. She is a slight favorite too, so kind of knew it was going to go that way. I'm still kind of on the fence, but I think I'm going to go with. Remember, Molly McCann, slightly older. She's 31. Carolina is 28. Carolina, 7-inch. Okay, 7-inch reach advantage, 2-inch height advantage, and she's a 2-time national champ in Brazilian, like a 2-time Brazilian national Muay Thai champion. I know Molly McCann is fighting in her home yard, but her home, she got the home field advantage. She got the whole crowd behind her. It's going to be a huge event, and she's going to be like, yeah, Wales, whatever, wherever she's from, Liverpool, you know. Would you like a biscuit with your tea? I don't know. I can't do that. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to have to go with the upset here. I'm going to go with this better striking.
Biscuit with your tea?
I think Carolina has a decent takedown defense too. Molly McCann would be wise to take this fight to the ground where she would have a slight advantage. But I think Carolina has shown throughout her resume that she can defend takedowns. Lupe Godinez, Poliana Botelho, Priscilla Cachoeira. Priscilla's a boxer, but Lupe goes for takedowns. I don't know the exact stats, but I'm willing to bet Carolina's takedown defense is pretty decent. That's why I'm going to take her to get the decision here in this female flyweight fight. Moving on. Those are crap, Nora. That's why they're in that box. Pick all those up from the floor. Give me a black one that works. What's the one I just used? Oh my god. Oi vey.
Hi.
Don't take that pink one either. Alright, so moving on, we have the bantamweight fight between Tank, Jack Shore. Everybody likes Jack Shore. Jack Shore!
Who's Jack Shore?
He is a British MMA fighter. He's taking on lucky Timur Valiev. Lucky, not really that lucky, because he's got his hands full in this fight. Jack Shore is undefeated, 15-0. Slight underdog at 15-0. Underdog with a 0, with the goose egg, 0 losses. I don't know why. I don't get it. Timur Valiev, lucky, minus 145 favorite with 2 losses. And it should actually be 3 losses because that no contest Trevor Jones, he got knocked out ground and pound, but then Trevor Jones, it got overturned because Trevor Jones was smoking weed. So that one, let's talk about lucky Timur Valiev. Timur Valiev fights out of Dag Fighter and Jackson Wink. I think for this camp, he's out of Dag's Fighter, more so than Jackson Wink, because it's not over. If it was in the U.S., he'd call Jackson Wink his stateside place. But he's a Sambo Master of Sport, which just like who was a Mirzakhanov last week. Another, that is such a high accomplishment. You guys don't even know, to be a Master of Sport and then to be one of Sambo. Fantastic, good. He's coming off a win against Tony Barcelos, majority decision, really close fight. Before that, he beat Martin Day, unanimous decision, kind of a close fight at that one too. Prior to that is when he got knocked out by Trevin Jones in his UFC debut, but they overturned it because Trevin Jones got marijuana in his system and smoking some weed. Prior to that UFC debut, he was in the GFC, which stands for Guerrilla Fighting Championships, and that is based out of Russia. He got some wins there. Then he went to the PF. He has fights in PFL, where he does have a win against Chris Gutierrez. You know, you guys know that name. Well, that was after he lost against Chris Gutierrez in the World Series of Fighting. And, oh, they were both actually in the World Series of Fighting. He lost to Chris Gutierrez. Remember, he's only lost twice. That was one of his losses. The other one was to, what was it? Oh, the other one I don't have it written down. Not sure. But Timur Valiev, he's good. He's good, but I don't know if he's good enough to be the favorite. This is a very close fight. I like Jack Shore undefeated plus number. Plus money. I'm just saying. Let's see what the cappers have. Oh, I didn't even talk about Jack Shore. Let's talk about Tank Jack Shore. Never seen a loss yet. He's coming off a win against Ludovic Sholinian, unanimous decision. Before that, Hunter Azur, wrestler, beat him split decision. Prior to that, he beat Aaron Phillips, rear naked choke in round 2. Prior to that, UFC debut against Nohelen Hernandez, rear naked choke round 3. And prior to that, he was a hero over in the British regional scene, Cage Warriors, which almost all these guys on this card have Cage Warrior experience. Shore also has a 2-inch height and 4-inch reach advantage, training out of his family's facility, Shore Mixed Martial Arts. It's been, I think his father practiced mixed martial arts. It's been in his family for a while. He was born and raised into it. Okay, and he's slightly younger, 27 years old, to Valiev's 32. For Jack Shore, everybody likes Jack Shore. But not everybody likes Jack Shore. Let me show you why. Starting with the favorite in Timur Valiev. This is the one Wheezy did not make a pick. I'm sorry I messed up. I was looking at the wrong thing here. But DFS Brady is on the side with Valiev. But he's not going to place a bet unless he thinks the line might flip, because Shore is the hometown hero here, and he's going to wait for that plus money on Valiev before he makes a move. And there, he's not confident with that pick at all. You know, you can decipher it how you want. That's how I picked it. On the Stat Digger show, DFS usually does like picking a side, I'll go with such and such, but this one he flipped back and forth. He's like, I like Timur Valiev. Oh, I like Jack Shore. Back and forth. He goes, I'm going to go with the value on Timur Valiev. If it comes to a plus money, that's when I'll place the prop or place the bet. So that's why I'm putting him at that side. Wheezy did not choose a side that I heard of, unless I missed it. I was listening to it in the car, so I don't know. I listened to some of it live because I was contributing to the chat, but at the same time I was working on last night's show. So over here we've got Dev and Cell. Dev calling it his lock, another lock for Dev, and Cell taking Jack Shore. Then jump over here. The Fight Night Pick brothers are split again. We got the older brother Craig taking Timur Valiev in the spot. Master of Sport, Sambo Master of Sport. He likes that. He likes the quality of opponents he's fought. Jack Shore though, 15-0. And then of course Matt, the younger Matt Allen, taking Jack Shore. Then also taking Jack Shore, we've got the Guru. He is probably a little hometown biased because he is from the UK. He's saying submission round 3 for Jack Shore. And finally, both the MMA advisors, Bob and John, in agreement taking Jack Shore to win this thing. And you know me, and plus money. You know, plus money junkies can't overlook plus money on an undefeated fighter. No, sir. And Valiev did get knocked out with Trevin Jones, who just lost last week, didn't he? 2 nights ago. Didn't he just lose 2 nights ago? I think that was one of the losses I had. He was the underdog coming in. Who did he lose to? It doesn't matter right now. But anyway, I'm also on the side of Jack Shore. By the way, this is going to be an interesting fight in another reason, because Timur Valiev happens to be BC Dave, one of his bantamweight unranked contender picks. I think it was BC, maybe it was Mbe. I forget. It was somebody in that contest has Timur Valiev and Rand. I have Jack Shore as one of my contenders. So I have Cody Durden too, but I'm I'm not too proud of that one. But I am proud of this one. Mbe has Patty Pimblett. We have actually everybody in the contest has fighters, I think, that are on this card. And I was looking at by the way, Real News, Mbe, Dave, Noah Allen, all you guys. I was looking at the teams, our unranked teams that we got. Each one of us has 3 people that have fought and lost. I think we should do another show where we can replace those 3, and maybe replace Cody Durden. I don't know. I want to do something though, so we can have new picks for the fighters that we picked that had lost, and we all got 3, so that'd be kind of even. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to this. So I'm gonna take Shore to get it done. I think he's gonna get it done by I seen Valiev's putter right out. I've seen him gas. I guess Trevin Jones, I remember that. And actually his last fight against Leone Barcelos, I judged it for Barcelos. I think I picked Barcelos too to win that, so it's a little salty for me. And I did see Timur Valiev. He's not good in the later rounds. I think Jack Shore is going to have the better cardio. I think he's going to outlast him and get the decision victory here. If not a submission, but I will go with decision. So to recap, time check indeed. And perfect. So to recap, I've got Mokaev beating Cody Durden. Hopefully when he beats him, he goes to send you back across the pond from where you came or something like that. Oh, that would be classic. You know, he did call him out on Twitter, so he knows about that stuff that Cody Durden's just potentially racist. Whatever, it doesn't make a difference to me. Everybody's, everyone's got their own opinions. They can say what they want. But I'm going to take Mokaev to beat Cody Durden. I will put a hedge bet on Cody Durden because he has that 2-time high school wrestling, Georgia State wrestling championship. That I hold that in high regards. Mokaev did have the 2-time European amateur MMA championships. So, both these guys. But look at the odds. Mokaev should win. Durden, I'm only hedge betting him because he's plus 275. Okay, then I'm going to take Luana Carolina, the slight underdog, to get the win over Molly Meatball McCann. By decision, I think she can use her reach, outstrike her, keep the fight on the outside. If Molly does shoot in for a takedown, I think Luana has a good enough takedown defense to keep it on the feet and maybe catch Molly as she's shooting for a leg or something. And if she comes into the clinch, Luana Carolina, national Brazilian Muay Thai champ, two-time Brazilian Muay Thai champ. So in the clinch, I would assume Carolina would probably be the better female there also, and I'm going to take her to edge out a decision against the hometown favorite in Molly McCann. And finally, I'm taking the hometown favorite in Jack the Tank Jack Shore. Everybody likes Jack Shore. From what Deb said, though, if Molly and Molly McCann and Jack Shore fight on the same card, they're duo, tandem, whatever, undefeated. When they both fight on the same card, that might be a stab. I don't think it's going to happen here because I got McCann losing. Yeah, I do have Jack Shore beating Timur Valiev. I think Valiev doesn't have the gas tank equal enough to stay with Jack Shore. On the ground, I would imagine, I don't know, Jack Shore is so good everywhere. He's very well rounded. He's got the aggression. He's got the cardio. Valiev, probably a little, maybe a touch better on the ground, not on the feet though. And like I said, he's going to be fighting off his back foot because Jack Shore's got the pressure too. So I'm going to take the younger Jack Shore to get that done. There it is. Gather the info. Place your bets and cash those tickets. I really appreciate you watching. This is my Roxanne Modafferi shirt I won from Dave. Thank you, Dave. I love it. Even it might, whatever. Anyway, it's a Roxanne Modafferi shirt. It is, and I love it. Thank you. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you haven't done that. Comment on who you think's gonna win these fights. Good luck on your bets, and I'll see you guys probably tomorrow with main card fights.